What have you been up to?
Well, yeah, I got disrespected by a dwarf with dreadlocks at Woolworths. I don't know if I told you that, but
I
yeah,
think I do remember you mentioning that. It did stick in my head actually. The sheer, yeah. So a dwarf disrespected you with here. So it was a dwarf with dreadlocks disrespected you at Woolworths.
yeah, it was crazy. And as a result, I signed up to do a Brazilian jiu-jitsu class.
Right.
Well, I think everyone who does those classes just comes with a revenge fantasy.
Right. Right. I see
You
what you
don't, you
mean.
don't, you don't do it because things have been going great with other people.
This is the this is the step you don't see in the movie Taken. Like you don't see him doing the classes. You know what I mean?
Right. They skip straight to they
To
don't even show
acting.
his belts and his trophies for all the tournaments he
Yeah.
won.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
So you have a revenge fantasy. Like, say, you wanted to fight a dwarf with dreadlocks at Woolworths. So then you sign up to Brazilian Jiu Jitsu to start training towards that revenge fantasy, hypothetically.
yeah. Well, when a dwarf disrespects you at Woolworths, you're like, fuck, this dwarf probably knows karate or something, you know?
Yeah. The confidence.
Yeah. Like he's running around causing problems.
Was, was he, did he work there?
No, but he
What?
acted like he did.
Wow. Must be a
He was
confident
obsessed
guy.
with the very confident. He
Wow.
said he was doing it for New Zealand for the Kiwis. It was just didn't make sense.
What?
You know, when stuff doesn't make sense,
Mm-hmm.
I just start computing it. I'm like, the Kiwis, New Zealand, like, I'm just thinking of like Lord of the Rings and stuff because this guy's like a hobbit. Like, I'm not like thinking of comebacks.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm the same, man. I'm never witty. Never. Like, people just get me, and then it takes me weeks.
To
Like, I'm
work out
thinking,
you've even been thrown under the
yeah,
bus.
yeah, I got to go see my psychologist and do all this stuff to work out that, oh no, he meant, yeah, he was having a go at you. And by then the whole thing's passed. So you're running into them again and it's all past. And then you're like, what the fuck did that mean? And they're like, what? Like last month, man, 2 months ago when you walked past me. It's like, oh, I can't remember, man. I've been away. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. I've never come out on top in a social interaction, never come out on top.
I've never come out on top in, yeah, I've never like, like witty characters you see in movies. I've never like been that. I wish you could like take someone who's disrespected you and there was some kind of formal, like, I don't know, like, let's just say ritual in society where you take someone who's disrespected you at any time you like and then sit them down and make them watch CCTV footage of the disrespect so you can actually analyze it,
Yeah. Yeah.
real footage of it and go, see, right there is where I make an ironic joke about my weight or my like where you're making a quip about my personality. It's right there. And as we see here and here, these mutual friends are laughing at me at the result of, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That they should have that level of sort of detail. I mean, I feel like what you were saying, like that's when I meditate sometimes. It's supposed to be relaxing, but I just go over the slights with more detail.
Right.
Like
So
I actually remember more and more about it.
it's having the direct opposite effect. Instead of clearing your
Yeah,
mind, you're actually remembering things and slights and quips and people's jokes about you, and you're just
that
ruminating.
you'd repress them to function in society. There's things like excavating them out of the rubble of your neurosis. You're like, that actually meant that you were nothing. Like
Yeah.
you're like understanding it more.
Yeah, that's what he was trying to say. He was trying to say you're
Yeah,
nothing. And now you're meditating like, oh, great. Yeah, he was disrespecting me. God, I hate that guy.
exactly. I'm seeing the CCTV footage
Mm,
of the emasculation.
right. And so, long story short, is you went and got Brazilian Jiu Jitsu lessons.
Well, just one because it was a lot.
And what was
It's
the
so
classes
intense.
like? What was the classes like?
Just a bit of a muck around on a what do
A
you call
mat.
that? A mat. That's it. Yeah, just a muck around, just mucking around with a bunch of strangers on a mat, which was intense as hell. I mean, it's a
Yes.
schlep.
That's what our society's like now, as far as community goes. It's normally just strangers flung together who you've never met, and you're rolling around on a map with them, or you're climbing up a bouldering thing, and you're like, who am I? Like, who
Well,
do I
yeah,
belong?
do I belong to the Jivamukti Yoga Center? But yeah, it's like, like, can I come to the brunch on Sunday that we're gonna have?
Yeah.
Well, that costs $200 because we're gonna do a sun salute before, but
Yeah.
we're all friends.
Most community things these days cost a lot of money. It's like, oh yeah, we remember our community. Obviously, we get your direct debit details up front because we don't want to be chasing up fees.
I noticed when you change your credit card, you're no longer a member of the community. Like, you get an email from the center going like, the spiritual community can't afford to keep you.
Yeah,
that's good. That's good. The rock climbing thing's good because I think, it's that thing where indoor rock climbing is where Dungeons and Dragons meets fitness or whatever. Like, it's that cocktail of like improv on the rocks kind of thing.
You mean the people that go there just seem like an improv troupe kind of people, but I think we've said that before in the podcast. Rock climbing attracts the strangest demographic in society because they're nerds that are fitness freaks, which is a
nerds who
rare.
haven't been bullied. They've not been bullied either.
They're nerds that have slipped through the cracks, so they're a little bit younger than me. Because in my generation, there's just no way those guys would have gotten through.
No, that's the thing. They're all way younger. Like, they're younger people because they're of the thing where there was no bullying.
Yes.
Because they go, bro, that was great, dude. And then they like do a fist bump to like a stranger.
Yeah. It's, as someone who's been mercilessly bullied my entire life, I find even that I find that disconcerting. When I'm at rock climbing, someone's like, "Hey man, that was great, dude. Hey, great job, man." And I'm like, "What the fuck's that supposed to mean?" Like, I'm already
on the back foot.
Yeah, I'm on the back foot. Like, what are you saying? Like, you having a go at me? Like, you're being sarcastic? No, dude, just saying, man. You got the blue run, man. That's great. Good start.
What I'm seeing is progress, dude. Yeah, it's like, let's have a granola bar and have a chin wag over your progress, bro. But yeah, it's like, I saw a guy, he had a shirt. It said walls are for climbing. Like a novelty shirt.
Walls are for climbing.
And I'm like, they're also to provide shelter to a lot of people. Like, they're not just for climbing.
Yeah, some walls you hope people can't climb.
Yeah.
Like when the apocalypse happens and you got to keep the zombies out.
Yeah. Exactly. We're not going to be climbing boulders in a clinical environment that passes for a community. But
or if you're in, Uganda and there's roving mobs that are armed, looking to murder your family, hypothetically.
Yeah. They'll strap you up to a tree with your harness and just beat you to death with a bat.
Yeah, dude, see how that wall, they climbed that wall, man. You asked them to. They climbed it, bro. They climbed it and found your family and held them for ransom while they beat you with a pole, bro.
Yeah, it's that all of them escaped bullying. And then like the other type of nerd who's been trampled on their whole life ends up at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, just going, teach me.
Oh, so it's a different demographic.
It's a nerdy vibe, but it's like channeled into like revenge attack.
Right. So they're a different, it's not a peaceful class. Like, it's not it's not a peaceful energy like rock climbing.
Yeah, like I just did the purple route. Like, that person is not like percolating a vengeance fantasy like while they're climbing. Like,
so it's basically that dude, but if like he has the life hit him in the head a bit, where he's like, one week he was at rock climbing going, "Hey dude, purple run, let's share a granola bar." And then someone kneecaps him with a crowbar for no reason and steals all his equipment out of his car. And he's like at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu the next week going, "Yeah, bro. Yeah. How do I snap someone's fucking neck if I wanted to fucking put my knee in their fucking throat and like choke them out till they can't breathe, bro?" Where's that class,
dude?
Yeah,
it's complete like, hey man, can do attitude to like, how do I kill a dude? Like, how do I can I use like a brick, or is there a legal way to like snap someone's clavicle?
Yeah, I was married to her and we were only together for a few months before she started having an affair with a Spanish guy. Like, if I wanted to crush his fucking head with a rock, like, where's that? Where'd I sign up to that, bro?
Yeah, it's from climbing a rock to using it as a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
But that's like the thing. It's like, it's people with like something's happened, and it's just now it's like that. Even at the class, I noticed that the instructor, he did like a really like a riff, like a priest. You know, when a priest does like a homily,
right? Like a preamble to the session, to the sermon, or
like sort of a sermon about the philosophy. And he proceeded to fantasize about a hypothetical break and enter scenario.
So you've gone into the class, you're sitting down with everyone else, confused, no doubt. And he just starts talking about the philosophy of the place and starts rhetoric about doing jiu-jitsu, and then goes into a reenactment of a fantasy of someone broke into his house.
Yeah.
Right.
He's like, they'd come into your house, they'd try and fucking, and then you'd get him by the fucking neck and smack that, and then like he was just doing shit, like you'd snap their arm back.
You fucking and the guy's sitting there like, oh, this is what I want to learn, man. You fucking Spanish fucking asshole, fucking cheater, fucking cheat on people's wives, you fucking jerk. They're watching that.
You think conga lines are funny, dude? How about I fucking it's like, just you conga lined into my life. But yeah, it's like, that's it was like, but that it was like, that's what we're all there for, is that like, and he tries to get into your room and you fucking got him, and then you snap his L2 disc in his back and he'll never walk again, the prick. Right. Like, there was so much rage, and I was like, that's what it's about. That's
what everyone's at. So you're thinking of the dwarf at this point.
Yeah, you're like, that's like the dwarf.
So you're putting your hand up like, what if they're incredibly short? Like, does it still... Can I still use this?
Yeah, how tall do you have to be for this to work? Like, if we're doing that, like, is he big enough to feel it? Like, I'll go over his head.
If I was hypothetically doing this to a child, you know, like, because you're trying to get the height right, and you don't want to say dwarf, so.
Yeah, I don't want him headbutting my nuts. Like, do we have that procedure we can go through?
Yeah, where's that defensive move?
I liked how it mixed technique with the emotional side. You know what I mean? It was the full...
Right.
It's not just this. It's also, he comes in and cheats on you and so on.
Yeah, right. So you walk in and he's cheating on your wife and get him down. Fucking, like, there's a real emotion behind that. I like that. I like bringing a bit of real, because I've done karate before and they're just like, and one, her. To her, but this guy's like, "You fucking get to pay, you fucking cheater."
Yeah,
huh? Like, he's like, they're in your house. What are you doing in my fucking house?
Yeah, he's got a shark tooth necklace. He comes in, like, there's weird details. Like, he's wearing like a fedora thing with like deck shoes. Comes in trying to take your TV. You fucking knock it. Like, the TV means wife, of course, but it's just he's trying to cover it. Like, make it seem generic for everybody.
I love that TV. I love that TV, and you fucking just think you can turn that TV on without me, huh? You
Plasma. Yeah, he did. He was even doing that. You fucking get him. You get him like that. Like, he had that break. Yeah. You get him down on the ground. You're kneeing him in the back, aren't he? Because he's a cunt. Because he's a fucking dog. Like, it was crazy.
Wow.
Vicious.
Really intense, eh?
So they don't do that in karate?
Depends how mentally unstable the instructor is. Because like if you get guest dudes come in and they got a twinge in their eyes, like, last week someone had a gun, you'll fucking get him like that, get him down. Like, you get that guy come in, like, who's but then you just get dudes that, we just wish that they could be doing that. Like, sometimes I've had instructors that are like, they wanna use the techniques. They're hoping someone breaks in.
You would hope someone breaks in, because you've been developing all these really specific, hyper-specific, like Taken Liam Neeson type skills. Like, remember, he's like, I have a particular set of skills or whatever. on the phone.
Right. I haven't actually seen it.
I assume that's Brazilian jiu-jitsu,
Right.
like is one of the skills or whatever.
For sure.
But like, yeah, like this guy's been training for 20 years, whatever, however long, just doing rehearsals like a trumpet player going to practice.
Right.
But he still hasn't been invited to a concert.
Right. He wants to use it.
Yeah.
He wants to use
Imagine sitting on a bunch of skills you've never used. Like,
yes,
do you know what I mean?
Yes. Yep.
He needs that to happen to get like, that's his gala. That's his
Yeah.
gala set.
Yeah. Yep. I see what you mean. Yeah, he really does. He really does pray to be disrespected in a way that requires physical force, because he wouldn't want to go through his life having not used it.
That's a huge waste.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Moving along a little bit to something completely different. The other day on the back of a car, I saw 2 stickers, right? You wouldn't believe this. One was seashepherd.org, which is the far left environmentalist anti-whaling organization that is funded by the Greens, I think, and they actually go out and try and intimidate Japanese whaling ships to prevent their research.
Yeah.
Was it you who was saying that, like, what if the Japanese research actually results in a cure for cancer?
I've never said that, but that
and they're like, told you. Actually, I think it was Angus.
Oh,
Gordon,
right, yeah.
my friend Angus Gordon.
Like if it actually did cure brain cancer or whatever,
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, sorry guys.
Yeah, in 10 years' time, the
harpoon
Japanese
away.
Like, yeah, the Japanese are like, yeah. So we'll accept apologies anytime. The research is complete and we're saving everyone from cancer. You're welcome. We were actually conducting research.
Well, who the hell knows anything these days? Like, it's like you were saying, kale is considered carcinogenic now.
Yeah, kale's poison. Like, that one threw me.
What if whale burgers cure multiple sclerosis, you know?
You don't know. So anyway, one sticker was seashepherd.org and the other sticker was fuck off, we're full.
Wow,
that is the most radical ideological position I've ever seen in my life. A member of a far left organization that acts even illegally to fight for environmental protection of fisheries by actually, a militarized almost environmental left wing and an anti-immigrant.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to be the only one that exists. He's like a rare Pokemon, that guy.
Yeah, that's a exotic creature there. Like,
I can't imagine that there's people on the Sea Shepherd boat that they must be a bit like, oh no, here comes Trevor. Kind of, with his views and so on. I hate the Japanese for their whaling practices. There'd be a bit of that going on.
They technically have to have him on the ship because they need numbers.
He's strong.
It can't be a big community. Yeah, he would be strong probably.
Yeah, they're all too weak except him.
Yeah, that's the problem with these far right guys. If you need help, like moving a boulder or like who you going to call?
Yeah, bring in the neo-Nazis. We need to move this boulder. Hey guys, we need we're a left-wing organization looking to set up a meeting room here. We need some boulders moved, some trees dug up and poisoned to clear way for the housing we're building. We better bring in the neo-Nazis because we'll need their help because we're too weak.
Yeah.
You know what the most common sticker combination is, and surely you've seen this. Surely you've seen this before. Australian flag and or fuck off, we're full. If you don't like it, leave. Right? And the other sticker is gone fishing. Fishing. Tell me that isn't the most common combination.
Now I've seen the Southern Cross tattoo. Yeah, Southern Cross sticker next to my other car is a boat.
Yes.
Which I like. That one's like, I wanted to get one that said my other car is a car. I just
Yeah.
love that. Like my other car is a boat. Like I love fishing and boating and marine life, being a mariner, a maritime life.
Well, my other car is a boat doesn't make sense, does it?
No,
Which
it's a
I also
category
like.
error.
It's a bit of it's a rare use of the far right wing conservative anti-immigration sense of humor that's very rarely absurd.
Yeah,
It's a little bit
like
of an absurd joke.
it's a bit. Yeah, it's like I've never seen like a tinny with a sticker on the back saying my other boat is a car. Yeah.
But it's a bit Monty
Like,
Python because it
yeah, no,
again,
that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
yeah.
That yeah, because you are like, that's funny, but then also fuck. Like I don't
My
want to
boat
like
is a my boat. My boat is a car. No, it's
yeah, it
not.
does. It
Yes,
sounds
it is.
whimsical.
Yeah, it sounds like a
Yeah.
whimsical Melbourne comic who's got an easel with a picture of a fucking. This is the boat car. Aha!
Yeah.
Those
So
comedians who
that
do jokes
yeah.
about fonts. Times New
Yeah, like
Roman. Yeah, it looks like this.
you got
This
the
could.
improv guy that's wearing like a shirt with a pancake high-fiving a muffin or whatever, like that
Yeah,
whimsical.
yeah, yeah. Because you
Yeah,
don't you
that's
don't
that's
see much
true.
whimsy right wing comedy, do you?
No, like the Goulier trained clowns, very few of them are neo-fascists. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
unless, like, I mean, Boris Johnson is the Goulier trained clown, sort of. You
yeah,
know what I mean? He's sort of like he walks into like walls and stuff and like can't open doors and
yeah. But that's every leader
wears like a
now. Like every leader's
yeah
just a mentally like I just Joe Biden can barely talk. Like what's going on? Like with the
yeah.
like, is there some kind of vetting program or like I just saw Joe Biden the other day just start talking into a podium and a microphone that he wasn't meant to be at. He just started going,
I know it's crazy.
hey, I learned a lot of. It's
It's a
me. I
funny
used to
world.
be vice principal under Barack Obama, president elect. Like just not making sense. And then his wife had to come
It's
over. And his wife
take him
had to,
away.
yeah, take him away. His wife had to
His
go.
wife looks like his carer,
Yeah,
sort
well,
of
no,
like when they're in
this is
photos.
no shit.
Yeah,
She goes, look at me. She goes, look at me, look at me. Come on. And he looked at her and like walked off with her. That's true.
I mean, yeah. What he's 78. Like, even if the assistant manager at McDonald's was 78, I'd be like, does this guy have what it takes, to run this branch of Macca's?
Right, right.
You know what I mean? Like if I just went to like the King's Cross Macca's or whatever, and
Right.
the assistant manager was like a 77-year-old, like just walking it, like going to the wrong microphone and going, "Can I take your order?" It's like, no, it's that one over there.
And there's a
Like he's on the
carer,
main speaker.
and his wife said, going, look at me over here, this microphone.
So there's just a lady at Macca's with him, not
Yeah.
working there, just helping him around, like
Yeah,
putting his
yeah.
dentures in.
Yeah. You'd be worried.
Yeah, your toupee fell into the deep fryer.
But then take that and imagine that person's in charge of the world's most advanced military, the world's largest nuclear arsenal, and hundreds of millions of people, and the most diplomatically and cultural significant empire of human history.
Yeah, that it's this crazy paradox of where the hardest job has no ageism
Or credentials or whatever.
Yeah,
Like
you
Bill Gates would
just
have better credentials to be a president than anyone we've seen of ever. Maybe going back to the proper days when there were actual people.
well, it's unskilled labor, basically, because you don't need like if you went on seek.com, you don't need a resume. You wouldn't need a resume to be
I think
president.
maybe they should start like there should be a fundamental level of intelligence and coherence. Like if you've got Alzheimer's and dementia, I don't reckon you should be allowed to try to be president because the Americans will vote him in. Do you know what I mean? Like Donald Trump was a philandering. He was in debt. He has narcissistic personality disorder. He had sex with prostitutes, porn stars. He had ties with Jeffrey Epstein. He ran his business into the ground. He ripped off subcontractors. He's got a bad history with the casinos he built that went bankrupt, and he didn't pay the subcontractors. He's committed all sorts of fraud. He ripped off New York City. He owed them millions of dollars, and he took them to court and won. So he just did that. Like, he's probably maybe the worst person in the world to be president. Maybe, I don't know. There could be worse people. Yeah, like maybe he should just have a fundamental interview. Like, you know what I
Like a
mean?
job
Just
interview.
like, can you write? Have you read a book? Can you read still? Like, I think you should have a
Yeah.
driver's license. Can you drive? You know what I mean? Just like real, like, have you, like, can you read this book? And it's just like a book on sociology. Can you describe like what economies are? You know what I mean? Like, just a
Yeah.
basic interview before. Because I reckon if like a tub of shit, like they took a tub of shit from a septic tank and just had a voice recorder play like right wing, the Mexicans, the wall, that'll get voted in. That's the trouble with democracy.
Yeah, I think
Like a tub of shit would actually get voted in.
well, yeah, every
I'm
other
not even joking.
yeah, with the tape
Like,
recorder in it. That just they think it's
yeah,
sentient or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah. Just right-wing platitudes.
Right. You know, okay, look,
Yeah.
I'm being a bit facetious, but I mean, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think even the rigorous testing regime, like say if you wanted to work at Bunnings or something, there'd be questions. Like, can you
like, have you run a
like,
business
can you
empire
talk?
into the have you run a business empire into the ground before, or committed sexual assault?
Yeah. It's like credit rating, like I can't get a phone with a plan because of my credit rating.
But
Like
you
I tried
could
to get a
run
phone.
for president.
Yeah, I mean, like what like I thought when I was a kid that you had to have a degree or something to be like a politician. Like I thought they were like really smart for some reason. I
Man.
think because they wear suits and like they're like the member for Logan Thorne, stand down. Like I thought there was like some pomp and circumstance to it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
thought they were like all had PhDs or were
No,
like,
not at all.
but then
No.
like when I play my virtual fire on the TV for ASMR, you know, like you
The
play
sound
like
of a fire. Yeah, the sound
yeah,
of a
just
fire or waterfall. Yeah.
yeah, to soothe your paranoia. Like the ad, like I'll get an ad by that guy that Craig Kelly or whatever, the guy that's like the vaccine doesn't work, like lockdowns are a G up, open up, and like I'm like, who's that guy?
Yeah, the fact that he's a politician or whatever.
Yeah, you're like, what's his like resume and stuff?
Anyway,
Was he running businesses?
Yeah, it's just like anyone. Like there should be some kind of anyway. Yeah, so anyway, we've gotten way off track. My point is, fuck off, we're full. My other car's a boat. And the other sticker is gone fishing. Fuck off, we're full. If you don't like it, leave, and then gone fishing. I see that all the
Yeah.
time. Now, here's what I put to you. This is what I want to get to. What is it about fishing and anti-immigration that goes so well together? Why is it that everyone I know who's a fisher person, not everyone, I'm not trying to say there's anything wrong with fishing. I'm just saying that everyone I know who fishes is also a staunch conservative, anti-immigration conservative. Like, why does that go hand in hand?
I think it's got something to do with like when you go to boating, camping, fishing, or whatever, and you know, there's like tackle boxes and it's like you've got to get a rod, a fishing rod, and it's a lot of equipment, a lot of technical stuff. And I feel like that part of the brain is like the weird, like engineering, like everything must be, we got every, like, where's the equipment? Like it's that kind of,
You think
I feel
it's rigid.
like
It's a rigid kind of.
I can't imagine an anarchist getting a tackle box from boating camping and like asking about the rod size and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like sizing it up.
You think it might be too much organization?
Yeah, I can't imagine Noam Chomsky like going yabby hunting or whatever, like just pumping yabbies in like a beach. Like, yeah, it's been well documented. There's a lot of yabbies. Like, for some reason, there's something about like left wing, like they just don't have their shit together enough. They're driving like a weird secondhand Prius. Like there's rubbish everywhere. Like you can't. Like
So you're saying like it's the classic thing of order and borders versus chaos, and that lends itself more to fishing as the order and the borders of conservative thinking.
Well, yeah, I think it's like what you're saying. You just have time in a boat by yourself.
Well, that's
alone.
what I'm saying. Like I would have thought it'd make you left wing being out on the ocean. Like at what point do you get out there and you go, oh yeah, this is beautiful out here, isn't it? Geez, look at that. Sun setting, clear water, nature. Ah, fucking hate the Muslims. You know what I mean? Like that's
yeah.
You see?
I see what you mean. It's like, you know, like it's like what you're saying with hunting. Like hunting is right wing, but like hiking, a hunt is just a hike where you kill something.
Right, but hiking's left wing and hunting's right wing because you've got equipment. It's the equipment.
It's the equipment because hiking, what you've just got like a granola bar and you're just walking around.
Right.
You don't need shit to hike, really.
No, you just walk.
Yeah, you just go to a national park.
You can guarantee that if there was some kind of electronic or some kind of equipment that was needed, that it'd become right wing.
Yeah, I think it's purely equipment based, technical, like building.
Yeah, because I reckon if you set up a boating, camping, fishing stall at a right wing rally, all I'm saying is you'd do well.
Yeah.
Like, fuck the immigrants, too many, no Sharia law, no fucking Sharia law. Yeah, I'll get the rod. I'll get, look, we need some new lures. Have you got the lures? Just stopping off at the rally.
Yeah. Then
you got a lure that's got a swash sticker on it? It's just a personal preference. Yeah. You know, the SS lightning bolts, you know?
Yeah, it's boating, camping. I mean, what's camping? Is camping, I guess.
Camping's generally a bit of a left wing thing, I think.
I mean, you've got the tent,
which is classically a fascist tool.
Yeah. Yeah. And you've got concentration camps. But yeah, no, I think like it's weird.
Well, the concentration camp is, yeah. That's quite, that can go either way.
That's more of a work for the doll program. But yeah, it's sort of, it's weird with the, I see. Yeah. I think if you set up a stall, that could really go off.
Boating, camping, fascism.
Yeah. Like that, like, you know, the high vis protests, the anti-vaxxer one, you could have sold a lot of bait and tackle boxes and rods that day.
Oh, fuck. You could have sold a lot of speed too, I reckon. But yeah, I reckon for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I got asked by Boating, Camping, Fishing to be the voice of their ad campaign.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was like a few years ago. It was really weird. I was like, what about me suggests that?
Man, have they not learned anything from the RACQ debacle? I wonder if any of our new listeners...
I love how these down-to-earth Aussie companies are like, yeah, let's get the estranged, on the fringes, paranoid redhead with glasses that it just is obsessed with prime numbers and like patterns and stuff in tiles. I don't know. Can't make eye contact.
Yeah. He represents the Australian middle class. What? The autistic rednut with glasses who's broke, who has to keep avoiding debt collectors. Yeah, that's him.
Who changes his phone number once a year to avoid debt collectors clobbering together where his identity is. Yeah.
Because there would be new listeners to this podcast who, because we've done it, maybe it was way back in Power to the People. Yeah, was it Power to the People?
Yeah, the RACQ.
You've been approached by, just for listeners that may not realize this, but Dan has been approached by many Australian companies to be the face of the company.
Two salt to the earth companies.
But you've been asked to audition for many. Well, there's been quite a few, but you've done RACQ. who
I actually
tried
got
to have
that.
our podcast, who tried to have
Taken
our
down.
podcast taken down because Dan, for some reason, they approached Dan to do an ad for RCQ. Do you want to tell the story?
Well, yeah, I just had to play like a tradie in a ute once again. Like
What,
a
like,
complete-
again, I just got to say at the top, why you would approach you to play a salt of the earth Australian consumer when you're just on the cusp with a fragmented mind, just trying to cling together some sense of reality with no money.
Yeah,
You're not in this
world.
this world, so to speak.
They were like, let's get this guy to be a tradie, a salt of the earth tradie in a ute. And also, can you be a fun dad as well
Wow.
at the same time?
The dad thing threw me. But explain how hard they tried to get you, because that's what makes me laugh so much. Because they asked you to send an audition and you just, they wanted you, which is just, that's what's crazy about it.
It
It's
doesn't
not
make
like,
sense.
yeah, because it's not like you auditioned a cattle call and all these people auditioned and you had to be whittled down, that they wanted you.
Yeah, it's just absurd. Like it just doesn't make sense. Like, what vibe am I sending out that I'm not aware of? That boating, camping, fishing's like, yeah, we reckon he's got that kind of vibe. Like, I can't even use a thing to chop branches. Like, I don't know how to. Like, I can't use mechanical objects.
I know.
Do you know what
yeah.
I can't. I like walk into things. Like, I don't know where things are. Like, I'm so in my head that I can't like. And
well,
they're
you
like,
can't
yeah,
sleep. You can't sleep.
yeah, I can't sleep, which is, I feel like a lot of people take that for granted. They're
Yeah,
like,
I feel
sleep.
like the voice of boating, camping, fishing can sleep at night and doesn't have repetitive, intrusive thoughts of low self-worth.
Yeah, yeah, they want the voice that's like, you know what I mean? Fishing, yeah. Like, they don't want a guy that's like, I can't sleep, yeah. Like, you know what I mean? I haven't slept for a year. So I've got amyloid plaques in my brain and I can't, I'm going crazy.
Yeah, the voice of boating, camping, fishing doesn't know what amyloid plaques are. Only a hypochondriac neurotic knows what that even means.
The voice of boating, camping, the face of RACQ should not be Googling symptoms of multiple sclerosis in incognito mode instead of sleeping.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like that shouldn't be the guy in the ad. You know?
Right. And so,
and I couldn't show affection to the kid. That was the problem. Like I would smile, but it would look like I'd stepped on a nail. You know what I mean? So
you couldn't show affection because they had so a couple of things. So they wanted you specifically, and you didn't really want to do it.
No, I thought this is not going to happen.
Joke.
But then
this is ridiculous.
Yeah, then I asked my housemate. He's like, you should do it. We'll just film. And we just filmed us on a couch talking.
That was your audition. So your audition tape was just a phone camera of you on a couch. Just try. You weren't even trying to get it.
No, I didn't want to get it. But I mean, I needed the money. I mean, the money. You know,
you threw your hat into the ring.
Well, I need money.
Yeah, you need
technically.
Money. And so
it's irresponsible to not do it.
But you also didn't really care and expect to get it. So you just shot it on the couch of your own camera phone. And then you sent it to them. They were like, yeah, that's the guy in the share house looking run down, shit, disheveled.
Hasn't slept.
Just shot it on his camera phone.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the guy.
Yeah.
And so that you got the role. And the role was you had to sit in a car and be a family man who looks in the rear view mirror and has a connection with the child actor, the son.
Well, I was supposed to turn my head. I was supposed to swivel my head around to show affection.
Right. Which has always been a problem for you.
I've always had problems swiveling my neck. But that and pivoting, I can't pivot or swivel. But yeah. Like it's a hamstring thing or something. But anyway, so I couldn't show affection. So then they had the idea of, we'll use the rear view mirror. Like, almost, do you know what I mean? Like, let's create a middleman between you and the affection, because head on, it's too upsetting.
So they tried to get you to actually connect with the person, the actor, the child, who meant to be your son, But they were like,
Yeah.
all right, forget the pivot. We can't have you facing. It's too confronting.
Yeah. So then I have to do it through a mirror, like maybe because then it avoids it. Like, it's funny to use like physics to like fix an emotional disconnect. Do you know what I mean? Like maybe if we look in the mirror, we can CGI, like they're doing deep fakes of emotion and stuff. Like
they were hoping that if they cut it down to just your eyes in the mirror, it might look like you could possibly fake looking like you have emotions for this person.
Yeah. Replace the calculator for a bit.
Yeah.
So it's like some like to get genuine emotion, how they do.
Right. Yep. And at the shoot, it was getting hotter and hotter, you were saying, because they were shooting inside a car.
The car was heating up. The car was a manual as well, which was funny. So like, because I didn't have a license even, let alone a manual. And they were telling me to do stuff with the gearbox and stuff. They're like, put it in neutral, put the gear. Like there was guys yelling at me. Like there were actual salt of the earth tradies yelling at me to be more of a tradie.
Right. Yeah. So the people that should have gotten the role were yelling at you to hurry up and get it done because you couldn't show emotion in a review for a child.
And the car was heating up. The child was crying and so on as the car overheat.
And then the shoot ran late. And then when your friend finished his role, which he got done immediately, everyone applauded.
The cast applauded spontaneously.
But then when you finished, everyone was just weird. Like they just, wrapped. And you just walked.
They evacuated faster than if a contagion had been released from a bottle. Like it was just, I was left all alone in this weird suburban neighborhood and just had to like call an Uber. Like it was crazy.
So they were just pissed off with you because you couldn't get the take of you showing emotion to a child in a review mirror.
We had to, even though they had to use a mirror, like they had to change the ad to work around my condition. But like it's just also like it's funny, like I was so stoked that I was going to get the money that I like celebrated by having a Chinese meal
nice
that night and just was enjoying it like a celebration, you know what I mean? I'm like, hell, this has been a great day,
bang, money. But then they didn't pay it for ages, and we talked about it on the podcast, and ROCQ tried to have us take it down.
Yeah.
Because I think there was legal issues with your casting, which I think is really funny. And we were like, no.
Maybe you can't. I don't think you can hire someone with no license to be in a car.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They were like, take it
down. If you've had so many parking tickets that your car's been cubed by the government.
Right.
Like, can you be in a car? And I'd been banned from RACQ as well for overusing their product. Like there was so many factors. Like I was told by RACQ I couldn't use them anymore because I'd been abusing their call out thing because I had such a fucked car. I would use them to like resuscitate it.
Yeah.
Instead of fixing the car.
Because your car would go forward in reverse.
I met every RACQ personnel
of your area.
It was going. Yeah, it was going in. I was going up a hill in reverse. Do you know how weird that is? Like to go up a hill with the gearbox. Like it's so weird. Like I wanted to take a video of it because it was the weirdest thing that's ever happened to me. Like it's profoundly.
I just love the fact that firstly, you're just totally wrongly cast for that. You're not like a family guy. Like it's crazy.
Like I had to wear a flannelette shirt. You know what I mean? It's
your
like,
stand-up gives no indication of an Aussie bloke family guy, middle-class guy at all. It gives a fragmented, alienated, mentally
view into
ill,
dystopia and where all we're heading.
Help, where am I kind of vibe.
Yeah.
You don't have a license. Your reputation with the company is horrible. You've abused the system. You didn't pay your debts. You had them coming out more often and you didn't pay them and all this stuff. And they're like, yep, this is the guy.
Yeah. Make him the face of the company as well.
Yeah.
Like the face of the new thing. And then boating, camping, fishing's like, oh, we heard that. We heard you did RACQ.
Nothing sums up the Australian TV industry better than, oh yeah, that guy. Yeah. Oh, he was the worst. I mean, I think arguably possibly the worst choice we've ever had for anything we've ever done in the company.
Yeah.
That did the ad. And then another TV company goes, yeah, but he did do it, right? Well, yeah, I mean, technically, the ad did go out. Yeah, he
Yeah.
even slandered the corporation on a podcast. Yeah. Oh, yeah, but he did do the ad though. Well, yeah, I mean,
Was
he's
he
on.
physically
He was
physically
physically
there?
there. Yeah. Oh, well, then he'd be great. That sums up the Australian TV industry fucking
Yeah.
perfectly.
But
Anyone
what we
who's
do.
ever done
Yeah.
anything in Australian TV, they could be the worst, the fucking worst producer, writer, comedian, actor, whatever. But if they do it, they'll just keep getting employed. It's crazy.
Maybe that's what happened to me. And then they were like, yeah, we do tackle boxes, tents. We'd like you to be the voice of it, get people psyched up for a camping trip.
Again,
it's like, I talk about being able to smell prime numbers and stuff. Like, do you really think that's your demographic? Like, what's going on with the demographic people at these places? Do you know what I mean?
I don't know,
They're
man.
Like,
it's
are they? That's why I started calling myself the Salt of the Earth Space Cadet.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? His high vis, but his Rain Man in high vis, just like
I'm trying
63.
to think of what product I would have you sell. I mean, I think a cryptocurrency that's like, something like
a shit
that.
coin, a shit coin, like one of those pump and dump shit coin, like an infomercial. Hey guys, we've got leprosy coin. It's the newest thing in the world. We're gonna pump and dump it. We've got some TikTok. Woo, like just weird. Like,
yeah, and it cuts to you, and you're like, "Hello, I represent leprosy currency. Hi," and it's just like that seems to fit.
Yeah,
that seems to fit.
Yeah, or like biodegradable water bottles for bisexuals or something strange.
Biodegradable, water bottles for
bisexuals. You know how like all like I was looking at the rich list of people these days, and it used to be like Ford and Coke. Now it's like a skincare thing that regenerates your B cell. Like it's so specific what will make you a billionaire now.
Yeah, it's very strange, isn't it? The tech companies used to be all manufacturing. It seems strange. Like I saw a guy, like his name's Vizzy, I think. He does all the Vizzy, it's all packaging. So he's actually building factories that actually employ people that like make a physical thing that we need for the whole world to function. But that guy's like way down on the list. And it's all tech companies and shit making shit that I don't even know how it works, what it is,
Yeah, this is an app that Squeagle. It'll be like something like Squeagle, the thing that optimizes your content, branding, presentation on your thing. Do you know what? You're like, what? Who's what?
Yeah.
Like that guy's $1 billion.
Yeah, that guy.
Like, because he used to be like, you're like Ford. Okay, I get it.
I saw a multi-millionaire or maybe even a billionaire, and he was the guy who invented the hoodie, which is like a weird blanket thing you wear
with Pokemon on and pizza and Pokemon.
Yeah, he's a multi-millionaire he's on the share market.
That's the thing with the economy or whatever. It's like the thing that's the biggest thing in the world is something you don't know about. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like when it was like Coke and Ford, you're like, oh yeah, I've had Coke. I have Coke every day. I drive a Ford.
Yeah.
Now it's like the Udi. You're like, what? People are doing, like, I don't even know anyone who knows anyone with that, Yeah,
it's so weird. Anyway,